Remember when I told you I wasn't going to wait? No, I couldn't. No. I could not wait after episode 20. I thought about it. I waited a couple days and then I was like, no. Especially after we ended with Gongjoon as Win Keshing as Jin Yan, just deciding that it's too late. Joji Shu won't love me once he finds out I'm a ghost chief and I'm not a nice person, which we're going to talk about in this, but these boys, these men, episodes 18, 19, and 20 have been such a ride. I'm super excited for episode 21. We've been spoiled though. We all know this. We've been spoiled by all of the fan service, by the censors being on their vacation. We have been spoiled. So it's only natural if we get some angst to go along with that for balance. But at least we will have a Jojishu in this episode, hopefully, that's like, you know what, we're just going to give him a space. He'll work it out. He'll come back. Meanwhile, Ye Bai will hopefully come around as well because they need to, because the Scorpion King's going to figure out where they are. And I feel like we're on episode 21, so things are going to start to come together because we have a healthy 16 or 17 episodes left, which is a lot. But I think we've had a couple episodes of exposition to get everybody caught up and get the reveals in. And now I think that things are going to start rolling once more because all the pieces are in place like we talked about last week. So we'll just see how that goes. I want to thank everybody on Patreon because you all have left some amazing comments. I went through all of the comments on episode 19 and there were actually quite a bit, which I was like, yay! And you all had such kind words and you all were so nice and I really appreciate that. There were a lot of comments that I went through and read and thought some really cool things that tied into episode 20 that I talked about in that episode that you all didn't even realize at the time. But I did want to point out Pancake's comment for episode 19. This is most of their comment. They left a pretty substantial comment, but they talked about some things that I thought were worth bringing up as we're transitioning into episode 21. There is no altered dialogue for episode 21, as I found out, so no extra things as far as I know. My mod is on a break right now, but I did have Pancake, who left this comment, check for me and said there were no altered lines. So if there's any behind the scenes stuff, I guess we'll pick that up with episode 22, but I don't think there is, although the one for episode 20 was so good. Pancake says for episode 19, knowing that Win Keshing's parents are healers makes some of his earlier comments hit differently. He mentioned as early as episode 2 that he had some medical knowledge from his family when he offered to treat Changling's wound. I forgot about that. And when he threatened Chen Song, he casually said his dad taught him the human body has 206 bones, which I remember, as Pancake notes, it's kind of weirdly specific of a thing for a parent to teach your kid, right? But if you're a healer, it tracks. Yeah, I was like, how did he know that? And I thought it was the mom, but it being the dad. And kind of unsettling that Win Keshing uses that information to threaten and torture his enemies. But that leads to a very interesting discussion that Pancake kind of notes in their comment saying, I find the significance of Win Keshing's parents being those two healers very interesting. In a way, the story would work if he were Rongzhan's son. He would still have a pretty good motive for revenge, which is true. So what does the story want to highlight by making him the child of these particular people instead? There's a strong emphasis on being a good person. Long Chu is called a good person, but he suffers while protecting his friends, his son hates him, and he did terrible things to him. When Keshing's parents are described as being too good for this world and ended up dying, they are the ones who stand quietly on the sidelines while the 5 brothers and Rongzhan fight over the martial arts technique. In the flashback, when Keshing's father was confused about why Shinshin smashed the cup and has to be told by Rongzhan that that's just a custom of the martial arts world, which makes more sense now because when Win Keshing's like, oh, my dad taught me stuff here and there, it's like, yeah, his dad wasn't part of the martial arts world, so the stuff Win Keshing learned was not as formal of training as like Jojishu received, right? So even if he taught Win Keshing any fighting skills, he wasn't really knowledgeable about the martial arts world overall. The healers and the mechanic, which would be Long Chu, are mostly there to support the fighters, sometimes even to their own detriment. And what happens to them in the end? This is an interesting theme at play here, especially considering our two main characters. Jojishu agonizes over not being a good person and is trying to be one. And while WeiNing was insisting and putting up a facade that he is a good person, as philanthropist Wen, or even not caring that he's perceived as one anymore after he discovers about Jojishu's condition. Yeah, so you have, these two men that are trying to put up the persona of them being a good person. But, we've seen what's happened to good people in this story. And it's like they're putting up this facade, but, are they really? Jojishu's trying to be, when WeiNing at this point is on the brink of not caring. And he's the ghost chief, so he has good reason to, not want to seem a fraud in front of Jojishu, even though he believes that he is one right now. And then Pancake says, I also really like the theme of parental love woven throughout this episode. I'm recording this on Father's Day, so it feels appropriate. Everyone present in the room is in some way a parental figure, which adds emotional depth to the interactions and the story being shared. Long Chu has his son Long Zhao. Ye Baiyi acts as a mentor and father figure to his disciple Rong Zhan. WeiNing and Jojishu share a bond through Changling. The story is being told by Long Chu, which causes heartbreak to WeiNing and Ye Baiyi about their parents and their kid. It shows how messy but full of love these relationships are and how they shape these characters. Well said, Pancake! Well said, yes. I like that we've approached Father's Day here in the U.S. with, a episode about parental figures, specifically fathers. And it just seems rather fitting. What also seems rather fitting is that this episode is 45 minutes long. Yes! We're back! We're back, baby! I mean, without the OP and Edie, it's probably gonna be like 40 minutes, but still, that's the longest episode in a while, in at least a couple weeks, so I'll take it. I'll take that. So, yeah. So, I'm really excited to see what we're going to get this episode. I'm always nervous about the angst. Y'all know this. But there are several pieces in motion. I'm curious to see what we're going to get. Long Chu has sadly died. Long Zhao has gruesomely died. And now we're on our way to find the books to help teach Changling about the arts, as well as get a map of the Dragon Pool Valley so we can get out of here and go back and find the glazed armor or do something. We don't really know what our characters are going to do now that, they've learned all of this. What's our next step? Are we going to go after the glazed armor? That would seem appropriate, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm really thankful for all of your comments and kind words. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I'm super excited to see where it goes, but we're not going to waste any more time. We are going to dive in. I've got my coffee. I've stretched. I'm ready. We're going to start episode 21 of Word of Honor at 1 minute and 48 seconds. And we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. And I'll see you all on the other side. Okay. Come on now. Oh! Straight to the assassins. Straight to the changing ghost. And the lustful ghost. I'm surprised the lustful ghost isn't going after the assassin woman there, but, Oh, well, there we go. She's like, I don't swing that way. Oh, hi! And there's the happy ghost. As you can see. She's like, bitch, please. I love her face. She's so pretty. Ah. Oh. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Oh. Should they farm and collect rent? Wow. Oh, you're dead, sweetheart. Oh, you're dead, sweetheart. Oh, changing ghost, you just lost your other associate. Yeah, did you not think she would go after you? Yeah, duh. Ah! She's like, there is none. Ooh! Oh, bitch. She's like, but what if I didn't have it? Is she gonna have to kiss him? Probably. No. Oh, she did the sprinkle meme. She did the salt meme. Girl, yes. Love it. She's like, you want to die again? Oh, and now you have to work for him. Ooh, interesting. Oh, I love the Scorpion King. Interesting. Uh, Measly. Wow. Is he a Gemini? Because he changes up his attitude pretty quickly. Like, he's the sleeve stick. Yes. Our hat, go with him. Oh, girl, love her. Yes, malicious. Nice. Ooh, love. By the Ghost Valley. Okay. Okay. Clever. I love his little Grim Reaper scythe. Oh, are you? Love his mood ring. Ooh, sudden backstory. I love these three. They're great. Correct. Oh. Ooh. Oh. That crazy man is abnormally unstable. Well, I mean, oh. Where did he get the right? Right, that's a very good point. Yes, he's blaming them. Yes. Yes, no shit. Yeah, did you not think that, Sherlock? Lustful Ghost is spitting truth bombs. Ooh. Ooh. I like he does the nervous laughing. Lustful Ghost is on to some truth. Yes, there is point in saying it now. That's why he's doing it. Ooh, well, I mean, to be fair, when Keshing ain't gonna forgive you. Lunatic win. There's a double meaning there because, you know, I'm thinking of Modazushi with the lunatics. Oh. Are you going to tell us? Are you going to tell us the tale? Flashback City, let's go. Oh. Oh. That doesn't seem true. Cannibalism. Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, 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 that's significantly, as bad. Oh, you got the crown. Oh, wow. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. Oh. 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 I mean, would we think he would do that? Well, yes. Well, yes. Did he, though? And are they going to juxtapose him peeling the skin off the former ghost chief with him romantically walking through the woods? I mean, this series would. It's crazy to see him so wild and insane and unstable, and then here he's like a damn puppy dog with this romantic music. They're going to start a song. Aren't they? You going to steer me wrong, show? Oh, they waited for him to come back. But will he? Oh. Okay, we'll answer this question. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Hmm. Oh. Oh. So, okay. Hmm. Interesting. Well, I'm sure there's a reason. Oh, okay. Well, mm, yeah, that's enough for now. He's like, I'm just speaking the truth. Yeah. Mm, well said. Yeah, it's personal to him. Oh. 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 Well, he could still have a good ending. Well, what a question. What a question. Life's not fair. Hmm. Ooh, that's a good line. It's not just the good people. Oh. Hmm. He didn't answer the question. Hmm. Why are you still here? Well, if you can be, so can I. Oh, so they are. Hmm. Oh, well. He's like, see? He let me go. Oh. The shade! The shade! Oh, okay. I have to repay it. Oh, yay by ye. Oh, don't ask that question. You might not like the answer. Oh. Oh, okay. He'd want you to cure Jojishu, but Jojishu doesn't want that. Ooh. But you already know his wish, and Jojishu's like, I don't want that. Uh, of course he'd look over to him. Of course he would. Ah. Ah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. You said that wasn't possible. Do you? Oh, no, wait, wait, wait. Where are you going? Who are you fighting? Yeah. What? Yay, bye. Right. Yes, very much. Oh, he instantly was better. Right. But still look how happy he is. Oh, he doesn't, he's like, forget whatever you're saying. Oh my God. Oh. She's like, well, who am I to deny your happiness? Meanwhile, I guess they were going to use the Dragon Pool map to get out of there and go to the the Four Seasons. I love this robe set on him. These outfits are befitting of them. Oh. Oh. Ooh, bitch. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. The look between them. Oh, how dare you use the gaga. Wow. Instant change. Oh, has it? Virtuous younger brother, you. Oh, bitch. I think he knows that something's up. He just makes himself right at home. He's like, well, I've tidied up the place a bit. For him just to walk right in there. Yeah, about that. I had some things I was tied up in with. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh. So you're bringing it up. Okay. He's like, TragiComic Ghost. What are you talking about? Oh. Oh. He's like, what? Come on, exposition. Oh. Oh. He's like, oh, me. Oh, little old me causing that. What? You are bold, sir. You are bold. He's like, oh, oh, oh. Oh, I don't like that Xiaoxing is not worried. I don't like that at all. I don't like the fact he's so confident. Unless it's all him hiding and internally screaming. Unless he's internally screaming. Ooh. Oh, you're smart. You're smart. Oh! Oh! Oh, that was a good transition. That was a good transition. Ha ha! You'll get wrinkles. Don't you call her a clown, you bitch. He's like, yes? Oh, shit. Oh, bitch. But did he still have a tiny lingering harboring a feeling? Oh. That will look very suspicious. True. Hmm. Why should I be afraid? Ooh, that's a good phrase. That's a good phrase. Interesting. Oh, that look. Oh, that look. Oh, that look. It's because Zhao knows the rumor's true. Oh, speaking of the devil, his side hustle with them robes. Uh-huh. Oh, that's enough. Lustful Ghost didn't go. Okay. Interesting. And he's the one that has reservations about Xiaoxing. Oh, this is getting good. This is getting good. Meanwhile, oh, we've had a costume change. Oh, we're all so color-coded. I'm almost out of booze. Oh. Oh. He's like, oh. Oh. He's like, okay, kid, I'll fill it all up. I'll get one of each. We'll get red and white sangria. Oh, what we doing? Oh. Maybe. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh. Good job. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. So basically, no, we have not. Hmm. Have plans changed? Us think of ideas. He's like, okay. Oh. Oh, is he letting them go? That's a fair point. Oh. Hmm. He's like, damn it. This is getting me nowhere. He's like, I kind of don't want to be Ghost Chief anymore. Kind of have a boyfriend now. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh, wow. They're like, okay, what do we do then? Huh. And now he's like, okay, I'm done being Ghost Chief. Now I'm back to being Winkeshing. He's just sitting there being the cutest. Uh, he's the cutest. Look how adorable Changling is. He's just like, who, me? I could never harm anyone. Aww. Oh, well, yes. Uh, ooh. Well, yes, he is probably a better storyteller. Ah. Huh. Aww. Hmm. Ah. Oh. Oh, wow. And he's really, yeah. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Was he talking about Jojishu being the sweetness in his life during that time? Well, I'm sure he concentrated on sucking on it. You could take that to mean a lot of things. A sliver of that little honey. Oh. Oh! Oh, well, shit! shit! And then we transition to this? Bitch, what? Oh shit! Oh, Lustful Ghost is there! And they sent him after her, yeah. Cut the crap, yes! Ooh, ew! Oh, bitch. Oh, ooh! Not the tree! Oh. Oh, man. Oh. I mean... Oh. Good, yeah. Spit on him. Oof. Ew. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no, he's gonna hear that. Oh. Did he leave? Did he run away? Oh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, so she's the number 10. Okay. She's like, do you swing the other way too? Can you? Oh, bitch, I don't like this. Oh, of course. Oh. Oh. Mm. Oh, damn. Damn. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that's shade. Bitch. Oh. I love Malicious. She's a great character. Uh-huh. Oh. The rumors are true, my sir. Oh, and Scorpion King, my friend. Oh, no, no, no. He has no interest in her whatsoever. Oh, fudge! Oh! 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 Oh no! Oh, we just killed him right then and there! Oh! Oh, bitch! Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, 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 I don't like that at all. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. Oh, my God, my dude. My dude. Oh, my God. The lustful ghost is just dead. She rolling her eyes like, come on, where's the piece of glazed armor? Quit with your romantic monologuing. Wow. Oh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Like, refresher on this. Oh, wow. Yeah. I wonder if the Scorpion King would sympathize with her for that, though. Mmm. Mmm. Oh, wow. Ooh. Ooh, bitch. Oh. Bitch. Oh, I love it. Oh. Oh. Ooh. He's like, wow, I just got handed a lot. I just got handed a lot in this moment, and I want to go find that lady who spoke Zhao Jing's name. Oh. Soul leaving her body. He's like, what? Oh. Oh. What about him? What about you? Oh, bitch! Oh, bitch! Oh, bitch! Oh, bitch! Yes! 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 He is seeing! Daddy Xing is not loyal! These hoes ain't loyal! Aw. We have been on set for a year. Aw. What a precious angel baby. Mmm. Funny that we mentioned that after Malicious. Ha! What is this? What is this? Yeah. Yeah. What's going on? Oh. Here we go again. Meanwhile, oh, all paths are converging. Yeah. Ah. Oh. Uh. Oh. Uh. Well, here's the thing. I can't just not get involved. But he filled this with wine. I like they calls him Lao Wen because that's what he wants him to call him. Look. Oh, wow. Right. Yes. I love whenever she's like, with his pursed lips. Right. Correct. Yeah, why? Well, yes. Well, there's only so many left, so it has to be one of two. Yes. Yes. Yeah, where is Shin Shin? Then whatever. Yeah, we need to figure out who's who. Yes! Yes! Ah! Look, I brought my boyfriend. I brought my boyfriend. And he's like, oh God, you brought him? Ah! Holy cow! Oh, friends. This episode was amazing. This episode was great. This was a fantastic follow-up. Not the angst that I was expecting, which was positive number 1. 2, Scorpion King is experiencing some revelations about old Daddy Xiang, and I'm like, okay, all right, okay. I guess I had maybe overestimated how much the Scorpion King knew about Daddy Xiang going into this. Because my thought had been, I had thought the Scorpion King was originally where I think he's going to end up being, is what I think it's going to be. I had assumed going in that the Scorpion King was, you know, just playing Daddy Xiang and knew how he was a scoundrel, knew all these horrible things about him, and was, you know, already knew he was a traitorous bastard and he was just playing him. I don't think that's the case. I think the Scorpion King, despite being ruthless and having the respect of this assassin guild, I think that despite all that, he genuinely thought that Zhao Jing was like his benefactor and his sugar daddy and loved him to pieces. And now he's slowly figuring out, no, he's a bastard. And so I think where I had originally, the mindset I originally had the Scorpion King in from the beginning, I think he's going to get there. I think he's on his way there. And I think that's dangerous. But I'm being basically told by the series that no, Scorpion King really did think Daddy Xiang was his one and only, and this episode sure turned that around. Which I think it was kind of there from the beginning, because back a few episodes ago, the guard that bullied Changling, Daddy Xiang was getting all up in his business, and Scorpion King was like, who's this guy? And now with the TragiComic Ghost, the cat's out of the bag, and I'm like, So let's talk about this episode, because there's a lot going on. Up here, I did take off Long Zhao, because Long Zhao's dead, and I also took off the Lustful Ghost, because Lustful Ghost is dead! I was floored! I did not think that the Lustful Ghost was going to die in this episode, and I didn't think the Scorpion King was just going to kill him like that, and it's done. And I was like... Which is why I was really worried about the Alluring Ghost, and I was really worried about you for a hot second. But luckily, I think that the Alluring Ghost I think the Alluring Ghost garnered quite a bit of sympathy from the Scorpion King in this episode, which we're going to talk about. But damn, okay. So we start out at basically, I'm assuming this is where the Lustful Ghost and all of them have been. Although, is this the Changing Ghost lair? I know that the other ghosts have been here before, right? But yeah, the Changing Ghost, I don't trust at all. The Changing Ghost is about as snake-like as one can get. And he is about as two-faced, which fits his demeanor quite well. I don't trust the two-faced ghost. I think the two-faced ghost is out for whatever is going to benefit him and nobody else. And so you cannot trust him any further than you can throw him, because I think he would align with whatever, you know, protection he could find. Honestly, the Lustful Ghost was the only one making sense out of all of them, and now he's dead. So there went that. And I think the Happy Ghost is just out for survival. If we take the ghosts and we look at them as they are in this, I think that, I mean, the Lustful Ghost, well, he's dead now. R.I.P. From here. The Changing Ghost is really the manipulative one, and he is basically of the Ghost Valley. He's the Littlefinger from Game of Thrones. He's the manipulative one out of all of them, and he'll just choose the advantageous side. So whatever side is going to benefit him, that's what he's going to go with. The Happy Ghost is, I love the Happy Ghost has the nervous laughing, because it's I share that trait when I get nervous sometimes. I'm like, so I share that. So the Happy Ghost is just out for survival, but I don't feel his odds are very good, because I don't know what he was contributing to the cause. The Lustful Ghost was at least contributing something, and he's dead. His mouth got the better of him. But yeah, can we also talk about Malicious Bodhitsva, whatever, however you pronounce that name. Malicious, I love her. Pretty Hot is great. She's great. Don't get me wrong. I like her too. But Malicious strikes me in such a way as a character. I love everything about her. I love how sleazy she is. I love that she just throws, for a Chinese drama where it's like, oh, you showed an ankle, the scandal. She's just popping that whole leg out there being like, yes, I'm a slut. What about it? She's just like, she does not even care. And she's so pretty. Her actress is gorgeous. And she just is reveling in the slink that she is. And I love a villain that just revels in it. There is no insecurity with her. She's just like, I'm a bitch. What of it? And it's just, she's such a great character. I love it. I love that she has no qualms. And also, whenever the Lustful Ghost whispers at her, she like whistles at her. She kind of gives him a look like, babe, I don't swing that way. And after this episode, I'm really like, no, she don't swing that way at all. Girl, no. Happy Pride Month. Malicious is like, me and Pretty are in a Yuri deal. So, also, I would be in a Yuri with the Scorpion King any day. Baby girl. I'm not attracted to women, and I know the Scorpion King's not a woman, so it works out perfectly for us. He is, the Scorpion King, my friend, my dude, you have our attention. He just looks so damn good in this episode, and there are, Gong Joon and his actor, I can see why they both were up for the same character, because the way they emote with hardly moving their face, and you are just enraptured, and you are just captivated, and you can't take your eyes off of them. It's the same thing. It's so damn good. I'm like, sir, you have my attention. I'm just watching. This one lackey of the Changing Ghost, he was having some sass this episode. I'm like, sir, you were nearly poisoned, and then had to be healed by Malicious. Like, should you be talking? Like, he had some gall in this episode, which, I mean, I guess if he's concerned for his survival, why not? I love that he, tells her to scram. The Changing Ghost lackey tells Malicious to scram, and she's just like, no. Like, she doesn't even say anything. She's just like, I'm gonna kill you. Like, I love her. Her character is great. I want her energy when I'm at work and people are being ridiculous. She's like, why are you acting so fierce? Like, you're a lackey. So, the Changing Ghost notes, he's like, Scorpion King, we followed Leader Zhao because we were tired of the days of fighting and killing, and we wanted to cleanse ourselves of it and retire. But now you're having us kill people that have nothing to do with said agenda. So the Changing Ghost is calling out, being like, look, we formed an alliance with Zhao Jing, but why are we suddenly your lackeys doing your dirty work? Which the lustful ghost was right. He was like, they're just going to blame everything on us, and we're going to be in no better position than we were before we were in the Ghost Valley. Like, we shouldn't have left the chief. This is a much worse position. And I'm like, I know the Changing Ghost knows that as well. The Changing Ghost probably just thinks that he can find a way to manipulate the situation. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I feel like you could manipulate the situation when you were working with the Five Lakes Alliance or behind the scenes, but now I think you're too far into it with the assassins, and it's not gonna end well for you. And he's like, really? You want to be free, but you knew joining this alliance that Zhao wanted your abilities as evil ghosts? He's like, if you don't kill, what are you gonna do? With the shade of the Scorpion King saying, what are you gonna do? Go farm and collect rent? I love the Scorpion King being shady. I love it because there's an aspect of him that seems very young and naive and just kind of like a little feral beast. But then there are other moments where he's so refined and throws shade so easily that I'm like, he's hard to read. He's hard to read as a villain because I don't know how cunning he truly is. And I like the show makes that very hard to gauge because early on in the series, the way he was acting and orchestrating everything behind the scenes, you were like, oh, the Scorpion King's the mastermind. He's behind all of this. He's this smart, cunning leader or whatever. But then when he's around Zhao Jing, he acts so much more innocent and naive and just like, well, Daddy, what should I do? And you're like, is he acting? Is this real? And then you have moments where he's with the Changing Ghost here and he's like, what? You know, if we weren't going to hire you for your skills at killing, what were we expecting you to do? Become a farmer? Like, what? He's hard to pin down what his true nature is. And it's like, you know, he has to be cunning enough, otherwise Malicious and the others wouldn't follow him. But then there are times like when he's with the Alluring Ghost and he's so distraught with how the TragiComic Ghost is, you're like, but is he? I could see why they wanted him to play Winkeshing. I could see how they wanted him to play him because he is hard. You can see him being the Ghost Chief and the Scorpion King and being malicious and evil. But then you can see him being kind of innocent and like, well, I just don't know. Like, it's good acting. It's really good. It's really good. I'm here for it. But yeah. So now this changing ghost lackey, he's like, Leader Zhao wouldn't dare talk this way to our leader. And Scorpion King, the way the Scorpion King was looking over here and he just goes, and looks back to the changing ghost lackey. I'm like, oh, bitch, you're dead. Oh, bitch, you are dead. And the thing that's the most scary about the Scorpion King from this episode is that he very well proves if he wants to kill you, he will. And there's nothing you can do about it. And he's just humoring you as long as he keeps you alive. And I was like, So yeah, I like that the malicious ghost, she poisons him. And the Scorpion King's like, now, give him the antidote, heal him back up. And she's like, fine. I love she basically does the salt meme of like the man putting the salt on the thing being like, fine, healed. She's like an evil Tinkerbell. She's like an evil Tinkerbell. I love her. Malicious is great. I love everything about her character. Her makeup, her outfit, all of it. Love. So, Zhao has asked them to destroy the Immortal Dawn sect, but leave a couple alive. So they can spread the word, right? And he's like, we can't just go after that, we can go our separate ways. There's no reason to ruin this peaceful relationship if you don't want to do it. And the changing ghost is like, well, I guess if you want us to go take down this Immortal Dawn sect, I guess we can be reasonable and do that. He's like, I'm going to send Pretty Our Hat with you to make sure that it's a successful mission. And he's like, fine, whatever. We don't care if she comes along. Yeah, I love it. I love the animosity between the changing ghost and the Scorpion King. It's great. I love Malicious waving to the little lackey as he goes away. And then the Scorpion King is like, tell our hat to leave a few alive so they can report the news. And she's like, but why? And he's like, I want everybody to know about this so we can lead everyone in the martial arts world against the Ghost Valley. So meanwhile, the Ghost Valley talk about it. And you know what? I watched Bleach growing up, which is an anime and a manga series, so you may not be privy to Bleach. But in Bleach, there are a group of villains called the Arrancar, and the Arrancar all have numbers that kind of designate, who's the strongest of them, and they're labeled 1 through 10. And it's kind of like a big deal to find out what number the characters are. We kind of have a situation with the Ghost Valley of the top 10 with this, which is kind of fun. And we find out the Alluring Ghost is number 10. She's the weakest of the 10, of the top 10 of the Ghost Valley, which is still pretty strong, but the weakest of the 10. We find out the Changing Ghost is apparently number 1, and the Ghost Chief, WeiNing's obviously above all of them. But we don't find out where the Lustful Ghost and the Ghoul and the Happy Ghost fall amongst all of them. But they're like, why are we being lackeys for Xiang? We just got done being lackeys in the Ghost Valley. What are we doing? And I like the Lustful Ghost kind of points out the obvious. He's like, we're, if the Ghost Valley gets blamed for everything, WeiNing will be included in that as well. And so we left the Ghost Valley thinking that we could get back ashore and become part of society again. But if we're just doing the dirty work of Xiaojing and then the Ghost Valley gets blamed for it and we're still part of the Ghost Valley, what was the point? What does it matter? And so I like that Changing Ghost is like, let's not talk about WeiNing. That crazy man is abnormally unstable. I mean, you're not wrong. He is kind of. They also call him a lunatic in this translation, in these subtitles. And all I could think about when they called him a lunatic was in Modao Zushi, Wei Wuxian was called a lunatic, and it was a reference to him being gay. And so I was like, are they also suggesting that they all think that WeiNing is gay too? Because they are correct, but interesting. And so this guy, the one guy that's with the Changing Ghost says that WeiNing the whole time was making the world treat the Ghost Valley as an enemy. He wanted people to hate us and kill us. And he led his forces to try and get us dismantled. And then the Lustful Ghost is like, well, how is Xiaojing any different? He's doing the exact same thing. And he's like, both of us are going to effing die if we follow along Xiang. Like, Lustful Ghost was spitting truth bombs, and the Changing Ghost was like, well, at least with Xiang and the Scorpion King, there's protection possibly. With WeiNing, he doesn't care if you live and die. Which, is not wrong. It's not wrong. But my thing is, I feel like the changing ghost only feels there's protection for him, and he's only concerned about protection for him. He doesn't give a shit about what happens to the other ghosts. He is out for himself. And he's like, I know Daddy Xiang will protect me, and I know WeiNing doesn't give a shit about me, so I'm going to go with what gives me the most benefit. Because he says, at least under Zhao Jing's wings, we can live. If you're unwilling, just go back to the valley by yourself and go beg Lunatic Wen. And the Lustful Ghost is like, well, I know that's not going to work, so whatever. I do love this entire exchange that the camera angle is like tilting back and forth, which makes it even more like a pendulum, makes it more maddening. So the Happy Ghost says that back in the day, he had heard that WeiNing ate the former ghost chief, and that's what happened. And we get a like flashback of the Ghost Valley all fighting, and there's like a tree on fire. It's crazy. There's the minions like fighting from the changing ghost, and then the crown of the ghost chief like gets flung off. And I love that the changing ghost picks it up like he wanted it for himself. It's interesting WeiNing does not wear a crown while he's the ghost chief, because, I mean, that's not his style. And he's like, oh, the chief. And then they look up to the burning tree, and WeiNing walks out holding the head and upper torso of this man. Now, do we think that WeiNing actually splayed this man, flayed him, and skinned him alive? He could have. He could have back before he knew Zhou and did unspeakable acts. Well, I believe he could have. But he did actually walk up with this man's like severed torso in his hand and said, from this day on, I am the supreme ruler. And there's the ghoul there watching too. Yeah, and the tree's on fire, and he just tosses this man's like torso like it's nothing. Oh my God, I am the supreme ruler. And he's in white with like the blood all over him. I mean, he looks insane, right? And everybody else bows down, and the changing ghost is the last one to do it. Yeah, he looks crazy in that moment. Again, though, this is from the changing ghost perspective. We don't know from WeiNing's perspective. So, and considering how we see him brutally murder the former ghost chief to take over, and then we cut to him whimsically walking with sad face during the woods, it's like, what's true and what's not true? Can you be both savage and murderous and also an adorable little lamb? I don't know. If anybody's going to pull it off, it's going to be WeiNing. So as he walks back, as he's going through everything he's learned about his parents and processing all of that, we have Changling, Ye Bai, and Zhou waiting up, waiting for him to come back, just like they said. And so we finally got some explanation. I'm glad I watched this as soon as I did, because I really wanted to know why WeiNing didn't stay. But the Grand Master had an important mission to go and undertake. And so Zhou explains that he told it wasn't convenient to take along a seriously wounded patient. So he promised after 3 months he would take them back to the Four Seasons. And he didn't expect that when he returned to the village that it would be leveled flat. So as far as we know, WeiNing left with his parents, or he was taken away or left, or something happened and he deserted after his parents died, as far as we know. And so WeiNing gets, he stays just within ear range so he can hear all of this. He says the matter became an unresolved pain for Qin. And so until my junior brother Qin Zhuzhao reached his adulthood and went through the sect entrance. So Qin Zhuzhao was related. Okay, he was the guy from the very beginning that I thought could be WeiNing, but is not. But he was Zhou Jishu's other bestie, the one that ends up dying, until he went through the sect entrance ceremony. He says, until then, he said my junior brother was the third disciple. That's when I knew that Master would always regret over this matter. So even though when Keshing wasn't there growing up with them, he wouldn't refer to Jin as anything but the third disciple. So acknowledging that when Keshing had been the second, even though he wasn't there, showing that, yeah, he hated that happened to them. Those people were already rescued, but they got lost. Of course he was sad. You missed each other by just a little bit. Otherwise, when Keshing would have grown up with you. So he's like, did he recognize you long ago? And he's like, yeah, he must have. And he's like, why didn't you say anything? And I like that Ye Bai kind of cuts in and says, well, I assumed he was originally surnamed Wen, and that's why he was unwilling to hear the word Jin again. And he's like, why not? And he says, well, because they were kicked out. They were expelled from the sect. So, yeah. Okay, so that's where the Wen comes from. It was a former name, or it was a name for when they were expelled and all of that. That all makes sense. That all ties up. That wraps everything up of why he chose the surname Wen. That makes sense. So it could be that after they were expelled, that's when they took on that name. That makes sense. And he's like, that's enough, kid. I know. Changling is all of us. Like, we figured out the pieces. We're like, okay, so they were going to stay with Zhoujishu and his master, but then they had to go on a mission, so they were left there, and then the village was invaded, and then he got out with his parents, and they died, and they were expelled from the sect, and then they changed their name to Wen, but we don't know what happened after his parents died. That part's still unsure. We don't know where Wen Keshing went to be raised after his dad and mom died, so Changling was trying to ask for us, and then he got interrupted. He's like, look at Wen Keshing's demeanor. Does he look like he grew up with parents who disciplined him? I love Ye Bai. He throws so much shade even if he feels sorry. And Zhoujishu's like, elder. And he's like, I'm old, I'll do what I want. He's like, I'm a boomer, I can do whatever I want to. He's like, are you saying that Great Warrior Jin and the others might have? And he's like, yeah, the couple probably died a long time ago. Yep. And there must be an unmendable pain in your junior master's heart. So I like Zhoujishu's like, if he doesn't mention it, then we shouldn't ask about it. I love Zhoujishu in this moment. I love Zhoujishu. He's acknowledged, he's like, I was wrong about him. I thought he was someone that he wasn't. And now that I know that he was this guy I grew up with for a brief moment in time, and his parents probably died a horrible death, and he must be going through a lot of pain, and I keep bringing that up around him, and that's why he's been avoiding talking to me. I love that Zhoujishu has rationalized all of that, and he's like, I shouldn't have asked him about it, so let's not ask him anymore. Let's just not say anything. He'll tell us when he's ready. Because Zhoujishu knows what it's like to have a horrible, traumatic past and not want to talk about it either, right? And so he's like, no matter whether he acknowledged me as a senior brother, I will always acknowledge him as my junior brother. Aw, which is sweet. And knowing that when Keshing heard him say that, and he's like, fine. So then Changling asks the question of all questions that we often ask ourselves. Why do bad things happen to good people? Right? No good deed goes unpunished. And Zhoujishu's just like, the world isn't fair. The world is sometimes cruel. In the words of Attack on Titan, the world is beautiful, but it is also cruel. And that's basically it. He's like, we can't ever know, you know. And at that point, that's when Keshing returns, and he lets Changling call him Junior Master and gives him a hug, which is cool. And then he immediately is like, old monster, why are you still here? Ye Bai, why are you still here? And he's like, well, if I'm here, if you're here, why can't I be? And he's like, well, I'm marrying Zhoujishu and we're going to the Four Seasons. Why are you still here? Just tosses an answer right back to him. And he's like, well, I'm just going on a parallel road beside you all, and we just happen to be on different sides of it. What does it matter? Mind your own business. I love it. I dare to go to the Dragon's Abyss and the Tiger's Lair. Why wouldn't I go to the Four Seasons? And he's like, well, if Zhoujishu says you can, I guess you can. And Zhoujishu's like, yeah, sure. And I liked it when Keshing's like, fine. If you say so, hubby, I guess. Now, Ye Bai tries to throw some compliments to Wen Keshing about his parents and WeiNing begrudgingly accepts him. And then he throws shade by saying, how could they give birth to such an annoying child? But he says, my good-for-nothing disciple owes a lot to your parents. So he admits that Rongzhan were besties with them. He's like, my disciple, who was good for nothing, did hang out with your parents, and they did help him a lot, so I owe you. You tell me what you want, and I will grant it. Because now, he doesn't have to honor Gao Chong's wish anymore to destroy the Ghost Valley. He's dead, doesn't matter, apparently. So he's like, what do you want me to do? And, of course, the only thing WeiNing wants is for him to find a way to heal Zhou Jishu. But I love that he adds the caveat that he's like, the only thing I want you to do is to cure Aju's injury. And Zhou Jishu is like, we've already been through this. It's been a while, but you know I don't want that. And he says, but I want you to do it to ensure his life expectancy isn't shortened and his martial arts skills are not lost. So he adds those caveats, which is what? Both WeiNing wants him to live longer, and Zhou Jishu didn't want his martial arts skills to be diminished. So he's like, I want you to be able to do it while letting us have our cake and eat it too. And Zhou Jishu, I love it. Anytime his actor purses his lips when he wants to say something, but he's immediately shut up and he doesn't have a response, he's like, he's like, I guess I'll just let you talk. Like, he doesn't have anything to say. It's great, because that's what he, and Ye Bai's like, all right, you whippersnappers, I see what you want. He's like, I can't do it, but I know someone who can. And whenever he smiles, I get no good news from Ye Bai. I'm like, Ye Bai, all your friends are dead. Who are you going to find that can do this? It's not Long Chu, he dead. Where are you going? Who are you going to find to do this? What's happening? I don't know, but he says he can find somebody. So he smiles and leaves to go off and do his thing. And I'm like, all right, Ye Bai, you go on this side quest, nary to be seen until the climax of the third act, as I'm sure will happen. I don't know in this series, though, because sometimes you think something's going to happen, and then it turns out, it goes an entirely different way. So Zhou Jishu is like, how is this 100-year-old man like a little kid? Like, he instantly goes into grumpy cat mode. WeiNing, his mood has lifted significantly because he's been told that there's a way to cure Zhou Jishu. So him and Changling, they're locking arms, they're singing songs, they're having like beer over some sea shanties, they're having the best time because his mood has completely changed now that he believes that there's hope that Zhou Jishu is going to be okay. I'm like, WeiNing is so emotional. His emotions change instantly and are instantly better. It's like, okay. Now, Zhou Jishu does not look as hopeful that this is going to be a thing, but who is he to dampen their spirits? He's just like, I love his little cat smile too, like, fine, I'll humor you. I don't think it's possible, but I'll humor you, sure. Meanwhile, I love the outfits that Daddy Xiang and Scorpion King are wearing. I hope they stay in them the rest of the series because they're the best outfits by far. The line that Xiang says where he's like, oh, you little barbarian from the south, all you do is show off your clever tongue. I mean, besides the sexual connotations between him, Scorpion King, and everything in the Alluring Ghost scene, beside all of those, the fact that he calls him a little barbarian, I'm like, there's a lot of implications between the two of them. They're so toxic. But he's like, isn't everything of mine all yours? There's such a great bookending moment in this episode because you have Daddy Xiang being like, what's mine is yours, Scorpion King. You and I together forever. Now, Scorpion King, you should be a little bit smarter than this as far as that goes. But, love blinds all. People are blinded by love. But I'm like, that Daddy Xiang is supposedly married to this rich-ass woman. Now, unless she's died, he's cheating on her with you. You've seen him pseudo-cheat on you with this other guy that works in the palace. And now you found out that the beautiful TragiComic ghost was bamboozled by him as well, and her heart was broken. I mean, Because whenever he says whatever's mine's yours, and then he hears the TragiComic Ghost saying the whole thing of, you know, I won't betray you if you don't betray me, and it's drove her mad. I think he's like, oh, I don't want to end up like her. That seems like something I don't want. So yeah. So then the way that Xiang and him look at each other sometimes, there is so much sexual tension. There's a lot of sexual tension between Zhou Jishu and Wen Kexing. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot. But the way these two eye fuck each other, and pardon my language, but they are doing that on the regular, is whoo! I was like, burning the censors be damned, burning them alive. But yeah, they find out that Yu is here, and Yu Qiufeng is so good of an actor. The problem is Daddy Xiang is a better actor, right? So yeah, so Daddy Xiang is a manipulative son of a bitch. He is an actor to a T. And so whenever Yu comes in trying to act and be like, did you hear the rumor going around that you left the TragiComic Ghost at the altar at the last minute for your rich ass wife, and it drove her mad and made her become a demon? Did you hear that rumor? How scandalous. What do you think of that? And then Daddy Xiang's like, is he holding her hostage? Like, how else would he know? Like, he sees through it so instantly. But yeah, there's such a menace with Zhao Jing's actor. Like Yu is kind of a dog. They call him a dog in this series. He is kind of like a dog. And the Alluring Ghost is like, I like what I like. She's like, I can't help it, you know. She just likes him for him, and she cannot, you know, you don't get to choose who you love sometimes. She's like, I know, but he's not a bad guy. He's okay. Adequate in all areas. But every time Zhao Jing is on screen, his actor exudes this just oozing sense of creep and this oozing sense of malice under the surface. It's kind of scary. Ever since Gao Chong has died, he's been a pretty terrifying actor, pretty terrifying in all regards. And it's such a testament to his acting, because his character up before the Heroes Conference was very much like, I'm just a rich guy. What could I do? Ha ha ha. And then as soon as Gao Chong dies, he's like, all right, let's do this. I'm like, oh, I love his actor. His actor's range is so good. But yeah. So he tells the rumor, and Xiang does a really good job of a poker face. You know, being like, you've got her kidnapped, you son of a bitch. And Zhu's like, I'm just trying to prevent this from, you know, coming out into the open. And he's like, I'm not worried about it. These rumors mean nothing to me. He's like, where did he learn of this? He's like, all the people that knew died within the sect. He's like, did Fu Meng to actually fall into this guy's hands? Like, Xing's already figured it out, like within 10 seconds. And that transition from you sitting there beside him, and the way the camera angle rotated around Daddy Xiang as he was sitting there being like, okay, everybody that knew about the rumor died. So how did he know? Does he have her in his custody? Is that how he figured it out? That would make a lot of sense. And by the time it rotates and revolves back around, it gets to the Scorpion King sitting there. So good. So good. That's probably one of my favorite camera tricks and cinematography moments they've done in this series so far. That was really, really good. And of course, the Scorpion King's like, how could this vile person have slandered you like this? And Jing's like, oh, it's not that big deal. It's not really slander if it's the truth. And the Scorpion King's like, oh, well, don't be angry. He's like, well, what is there for me to be angry about? If a dog bites you, do you bite it back? And I was like, where's this going? And then he says, you beat it to death. And I'm like, ha ha ha. So the thing about this scene that registers later on when we get to the Alluring Ghost and the TragiComic Ghost is Daddy Xiang wasn't concerned about the rumor, because it's not a rumor, it's the truth. He's more concerned with where the rumor circulated from, and is that going to lead them to the TragiComic Ghost, and that's what they need to find out. The Scorpion King genuinely thought that it was a rumor, that it was a lie. And he's like, well, we can't let these people say horrible things about you. And Dai Jing's like, if it's the truth, it's not a slanderous rumor, but okay. And he genuinely wanted to extinguish the rumor because he thought it was fake. And then when he got to the TragiComic Ghost, it was like, oh no, it wasn't fake. It's not a rumor. Your lover is a sleazy two-timer, and you need to know that. So yeah. And he's like, oh, I'll go beat him to death. And he's like, well, actually, wait a minute. And Xiang brings up a good point. Even though he's like, let's not get hasty. And Scorpion King's like, but we need to stop him before he spreads the rumor. And Daddy Xiang's like, it's not a rumor. But he basically he brings up a good point, saying if we kill you now while his sect is here and we were the last persons they met, it's going to look awfully suspicious. Going to look like, it was pretty orchestrated. He's like, let's just give a little bit of time, figure out where they're at, and then we'll kill him. The less trouble, the better. And the Scorpion King's like, but, he slanders you. And he's like, why should I be afraid of the rumors? I do like what he says here. A straight standing tree isn't afraid of a crooked shadow. He's like, I'm better than that. He's like, everybody knows that those rumors aren't true. And the Scorpion King looks at him like, I don't know. That's still weird. He says, the Green City sect is waiting for me to plot against the Ghost Valley. So he tells him he can leave in that moment. Yeah. And then he's like, if Fumong is really in Yufeng's hands. And that's when he sends for the kid that bullied Changling, who is surprisingly in robes that look like Wenkeshing's, which is interesting to me. And he's like, do you have an order? He's like, send a letter to the ghosts. And he's like, well, most of the people from the Ghost Valley have left to deal with the Immortal Dawn sect. Only the lustful ghost is stationed there. And he's like, that'll be enough. So, okay, that explains. Okay, so the happy ghost went to take care of the Immortal Dawn sect with the Changing Ghost and Pretty Arhat. And so if anybody is near Wenkesha, because now we have Wenkeshing, we have Zhoujishu, we have Changling, Ye Bai Yi has gone off to find our Deus Ex Machina. We all know it's true. We all know he's off to find our cure. He's off to go find the Deus Ex Machina. He'll come back at the appropriate time when needed. He's off here. We'll just keep him over here. But these three, I'm assuming, are now that they've found Guzhang and WeiNing, everything's coming together. So they're probably going to encounter the Changing Ghost and the Happy Ghost along with one of the assassins. So that's all coming together. Meanwhile, over here, we have the Alluring Ghost, the TragiComic Ghost. We have you. We also have the Scorpion King and the Malicious Bee, as her rap name would be. They're all over here. And then we have Zhao Jing over here. The thing is, the only person we don't really have contact with, we don't know right now. We know that the Beggar Gang, Hua He and all them, Huang He and Zhao Lian, they're all off that way. And I'm assuming Shin Shin is going to be involved with them. I feel like Shin Shin is going to be involved with rescuing Xiao Lian. Feel like that's going to be a thing. And here's the thing. If these guys run into Changing Ghost and Happy Ghost, a Changing Ghost won't say a damn word. He's not going to reveal anything because he doesn't want to reveal his cards. Happy Ghost, I could see Wenkeshing torturing the Happy Ghost to be like, who are you working for? And he's going to say Zhao Jing. And then that's going to tip off Wenkeshing and them that, oh, Zhao Jing is the traitor. It's not Gao Chong that is responsible for everything. It's Daddy Jing. That's how they're going to find out, right? Or we would assume that's how they could find out. And then poor Shin Shin's just off here trying to do something good. He's been a victim of circumstance this whole time and by association. And then, of course, we have the Window of Heaven and Prince Jin. We haven't heard from them in 1,000 years. Who knows what they're plotting? They're like off to the side being a dangerous party that we don't know about. So there's a lot of things at work, but we're slowly gathering everybody together. Shin Shin, I'm assuming that Shin Shin is probably on his way to help rescue Zhao Lian from the old couple and the Beggar Gang and all them. We have Zhao Jing, we have Window of Heaven, and Prince Jin over here. So everybody's slowly possibly converging again. We've essentially got 6 groups of people. Ye Bai's off by himself, and then we have 5 groups that we're trying to keep track of, which you have Zhao Jing kind of orchestrating 2 of them, which is fun times. I'm gonna have to get new markers, y'all, for next week. But yeah, so that all makes sense. The only thing is, I feel like he told the Scorpion King not to get too involved, and so the Scorpion King went over here where the lustful ghost and them were and got involved. He went where he wasn't supposed to go. But what can you do? So we're back in town. I love how color coordinated our group is. They're all wearing robes they've wore before, but they're a little more color coordinated. Nice to see Zhou wearing some color. He's not just in dab gray. He's now upgraded to olive. So good for him. They're like, we have important things to consider. We've got to get the booze. Gotta get the booze. And I love they do like the little servant flirting thing back and forth. I love it. And he's like, do you want bamboo leaf green or daughter red? And he says, I don't care which. I'm like, ooh. Well, clearly they were serving daughter red at that one. Also, Changling with the horse. Super cute. Changling is adorable in this episode. I love him. So he finds out that the Department of the Unfaithful has been looking for him. And he, of course, he remembers Xiang, which glad he does. And I like that we immediately cut to him finding them and assuming his persona back as the Ghost Chief. It's so crazy to see him after he's gone through all of this emotional turmoil. He becomes the Ghost Chief again and his personality completely changes. And he's like, But here's the thing. Everything's different now. Everything's changed. Before, he was rallying all of Ghost Valley against Gao Chong and the Five Lakes Alliance, but that's all fell through. Gao Chong is dead. Most of the Ghost Valley is now aligned with Zhao Jing, or at least half of them are. Most of the others are dead. We don't know where the ghoul is. The ghoul is not part of any of this, but we assume he might be with the Changing Ghost. Lustful Ghost is dead. But yeah, everything's changed now, and now that Wen Keshing's learned the truth, his entire motivation and everything, he's like, well, why am I the Ghost Chief? What is this going to benefit me in the end? So it seems like he's almost starting to dismantle it from within, which I don't know how him and Xiang are going to handle that. I don't know how that's going to go. Because she's probably going to ask about it. If he's going to be like, you should just leave the Ghost Valley and stay with WeiNing, and she's going to be like, what? So, I don't know. But he tells these girls to go somewhere else, which they're like, we could go back to the Ghost Valley. And I feel like in Wen Keshing's eyes, he's like, the Ghost Valley is probably where I'm going to lure the Changing Ghost and all the traitors to for the final. I've felt since the beginning, the final battle is going to be at Mount Qingya. It's going to be there. It's going to be at the Ghost Valley. That's where the final battle is going to be. They seem to be setting that up. And I feel like Wen Keshing telling these women to not go back to the Ghost Valley is also indicative of, I'm going to bury my reputation and title as Ghost Chief there. I'm going to lay all that to bear, ditch all that so I can go live in my Four Seasons shanty with Zhou Jishu and raise Changling. That's just what I think. We'll see if that ends up. But yeah, I do kind of feel bad for these women though, because they bring up a good point. These women are like, we don't have any place to turn to. You all are our protection. If we don't have you, what do we have? And it kind of reminds me of the conversation Wen Keshing has with Xiang about don't take in the stray puppy, because if you can't take care of it, you don't deserve to have it. And here he's like, well, I don't know, just go somewhere else. Why would you bother going back to the Ghost Valley? Don't step there again. Meanwhile, he goes back and Zhou Jishu's like, where you been? And he's like, I was running some errands. And Zhou Jishu's like, well, I've got to go regulate my breathing. Which at this point we're like, what good is that doing you, sir? Because Ye Bai Yi pointed out you're slowly losing your senses. But then it cuts to Changling on the bed, and he just is like holding his feet with the pillow, and he's like, hey. He looks so cute and innocent in that moment. He looks so precious. He is the most cute and innocent. For being a 15-year-old, he's too cute. And I like that they have a little couple spat of being like, are you wanting me to be the hard parent? Aren't you supposed to be the disciplined parent? And Zhou Jishu was like, really? We're doing this now? He's like, I have to go regulate my breathing. It's almost midnight. He's like, do you really have to regulate it anymore? Or do you just suck at telling stories and Changling called you out? I think it's the latter. But I love this moment of Changling and when Keshing being together. I like them getting to bond. And then when Keshing tells the stories, he kind of, if it's revealed that the stories he's told Guzhang over the years are all stories of his past, of him running from people trying to kill him and his parents. And he's just altered the stories to where they've just involved animals instead of people. And then he also adds in little bits of his own past. So like him finding the honeycomb and finding the honey is literally Zhoujishu, which, I mean, he's like, if you're going to live in this life, it's worth it to find that little bit of honey. Mm-hmm. And it shows them getting expelled at that moment. He couldn't go up to the sky or go down to the ground. He couldn't die. He couldn't go to heaven or hell. So they just chased him on land. And he found a honeycomb hanging alongside the well. And then he talks about how the rope couldn't withstand his weight. So he was gradually sliding down. And he noticed the honeycomb on the wall. And it was oozing honey. And so he put it into his mouth and concentrated completely on sucking it. Look, I can make a very sexual innuendo with that and be in a gutter. I could. But the more wholesome meaning is that even as he was becoming the ghost chief, even as he was going through hell, even as he lost his parents, the one thing that kept him sane out of everything was remembering the times he had with Zhoujishu, remembering those times and how he enjoyed that so much. It's like, oh. He basically is revealing how much he loves Zhoujishu and how important he was to him. One's mortal life is like dreams and bubbles. What mortals desperately pursue is no more than a sliver of momentary pleasure from that little bit of honey. My heart. Yes. Like, Zhoujishu, you needed to hear that. And you were off regulating your breathing. Sure. So then we just immediately cut to the lustful ghost being sent by Xiang to go track down the Alluring Ghost and kill her and the TragiComic Ghost, which I loved this fight. I loved the fight between the two of them, and the fact that he like tried to like kiss her ear and like caress her and stuff because he's a lustful ghost, like fits his character. And of course she is not as strong as him, so she gets like pinned down to the table. Man, and him taking the fan and cutting like the side of her shirt and everything. Now, of course, Yu thinks about running away, but ends up going back to save her. If my lord doesn't betray me, I won't betray my lord. Poor TragiComic Ghost. She's just lost. Her mind is just addled from the poison that she drank. She's addled from seeing him. Like, it's just, I feel for the TragiComic Ghost. I want her to get back to normal, and I don't know if that's possible. The cinematography in this entire battle scene was amazing. Like, when he has her pinned down on the table. Oh, that whole, like, the scenery with the red leaves of the tree in the background that was stabbed with a knife. Just cinematic to the core. I love it. I love it so much. And he's like, you're not as terrible as I'd imagined. I do agree. Her scarring on her face isn't horrible. It's not as bad as she probably has deemed it to be. She's like, the chief would surely tear you into 1,000 pieces. He's like, you're really stupid. But then the TragiComic Ghost gets up and she starts saying beloved Xiang over and over again. And the Scorpion King's like, who? The Scorpion King's like, wait, beloved Xiang? I have a beloved Xiang. Why are you calling out for a beloved Xiang? What is happening? This entire scene is bonkers bananas. So they ask where Chufeng is, and they're like, he ran away. And they're like, the Scorpion King had no clue who these two women were. And they're like, the Alluring Ghost is her, the green demon. Her lover, the sect leader, abandoned her and ran away by himself. And then the TragiComic Ghost underling, the Alluring Ghost who ranked last amongst the Ghost Valley. So the Scorpion King knew a little bit about them, but not a lot. And then, of course, Malicious, she has to stand there. I love that she, like, takes her little flats, her tattooed leg, and puts it up on the table, and she's like, I'm known for my beauty. Does it compare with yours? I'm like, I love both of them. They both have such unique looks. I love them. But yeah, She's like, I'm the prettiest assassin. You were supposed to be the prettiest of the Ghost Valley. I wanted to see it for myself, but your reputation exceeds your true face. I love she says, on the one hand, it makes my heart restless. And the lustful ghost looks over being like, oh. The lustful ghost is like, oh, that's why you didn't get bothered by me. Check, noted. And she says, on the other hand, it makes me speechless. With a face like that, why is she known as beauty? The shade. So she's like, do you think everyone is born beautiful like me? I mean, I don't think the Scorpion King's attracted to women, so I think he could throw that shade and it's not a big deal. But yeah, she has a highly skilled master, and the wounds and scars mean nothing to her. Even if she puts, it still works. I love it. I love all of this. So then the TragiComic Ghost is pointed out by the lustful ghost, the owner of the list of unfaithful. And the Scorpion King immediately notices something's off about her. She's already gone mad, and she's no longer of any use. And that's when she starts screaming, my beloved Xiang, where are you? And the Scorpion King's like, she's actually kind of interesting. What's the deal? And then he says, beloved Xiang. And he goes towards her and he's like, why did you say that? And she's looking at him like, do you know who Xiang is? Can you tell me where he is? And the Alluring Ghost is like, why is this conversation happening? Now, the lustful ghost should not have moved from where he was standing. The lustful ghost should have not said a word. And he might have lived. But no, the Scorpion King, his eyes are huge and he looks like he's about to just kill anything that moves if someone doesn't explain to him what's going on. And the lustful ghost makes the big boo-boo bad mistake of saying, I didn't expect you to have such an unusual taste at such a young age. Meaning like, I didn't expect you to go after cougars. I think he was chiding him for having, lust towards the TragiComic Ghost. But then he says, would you really lust so much over such an insane woman? Now, that line, two things wrong about it for the Scorpion King. One, it's assuming that he's in love with this woman, which he is most certainly not. But strike one. And strike two, the fact that he calls her insane, kind of hints at the fact that, she's crazy for liking Xiang. You're crazy for liking Xiang, or at least that's how the Scorpion King could interpret it, even if we, the audience, know that's not true. And 2 strikes are all you need, apparently. And he immediately dies. The crazy thing is, this was foreshadowed. Because Daddy Xiang said, you act recklessly, and you do things sometimes without thinking it through. Case in point, he immediately just spears a scorpion dagger through the lustful ghost's throat and kills him instantly. And the Alluring Ghost is like, well, shit! The Alluring Ghost is like, I'm not here for any of this. She's like, I'm just gonna sit here and not move. That seems like the best route for me. And he's like, what is it? What are you afraid of now? The lustful ghost deserved to die. He was the one who offended you. We were dispatched by Zhao Jing, alliance leader Zhao. So she kills him because she's like, don't mention Zhao. But now the Scorpion King knows that Daddy Xiang was trying to clean up his mess by getting rid of her before she said too much and before the Alluring Ghost said too much and the rumors were made known. And she's like, oh, beloved Xiang, you've come. And she goes out looking for him. And the Alluring Ghost is like, shit, someone get a leash on her, please. It's just a hot mess. This scene is a hot mess. And the Alluring Ghost is like, I beg you not to kill her. I'll be your slave. Just don't kill her. Be merciful and spare her. And the Scorpion King has kind of a kink over people begging. He kind of has a begging kink. He's kind of all about that. And the way that he slowly turns, again, this actor knows he has us in the palm of his hand. He knows he has us right where he wants us. And it is insane the power he has on screen to get us to just watch and see what happens. Because then he says, I want you to beg again. Ooh, which is crazy. Beg me again to let her go. He's going to kill her. And that's when Yu comes in. And he's like, the useless bastard showed up on his own. Let her go. And he's like, why? So he offers a piece of the glazed armor immediately, being like, I'll give you the only thing that gives me any semblance of power if you let her go. And the Scorpion King's like, well, we want that glazed armor, so sure. And then he lets her go. I mean, the Scorpion King is not so lost that he's not willing to barter. So he lets her go. And then we get the backstory told to the Scorpion King about the two of them. You know what? Yu Qiufeng, I like him. He is a little bit of a coward, but he does love her. And he was willing to, he's like, I chose to run away in the face of disaster. I love Malicious rolling her eyes like, oh God, this lover's monologue. I love her. She's great. But anyway, so she tells the Scorpion King the story about the two of them and about her, which I feel so bad for the Alluring Ghost. Also, I'm going to give major points to Qiufeng because, you know, unlike Daddy Jing would succumb to the temptation of anybody around him, right? As we've seen, if it benefits him, he'd succumb to that temptation. Qiufeng, he stays by the Alluring Ghost's side. He is not wooed by the temptation of Malicious's beautiful legs. Not wooed at all, right? And he's a dog. And he's been unfaithful, but he came back and he dedicated himself to the Alluring Ghost. I give him props. I give him props in this point. He's better than Daddy Jing. I give him that. And the thing about it is she tells the Scorpion King their story, which I feel so bad for the Alluring Ghost. Being paraded around naked like Cersei Lannister, even though she was not the one that was... The crazy thing is she was not the unfaithful one, but she got strung around town. And I feel like the Scorpion King kind of takes pity on her. I think the Scorpion King takes pity on the Alluring Ghost because he sees a little bit of himself in the Alluring Ghost, that she loves this man that's a dog that's already committed to someone else despite it all. And I think the Scorpion King kind of can relate. He's not been paraded around naked, respectfully and unfortunately for us, but but I think he can relate to her. And so it says from beginning until the end, he didn't make the slightest noise of protest. I feel like, if anything, the Scorpion King feels a little bit like, ew, at Qiufeng. But I think he feels a little bit sorry for the Alluring Ghost. And then she became a ghost. Now not only your face is ruined, but your brain is ruined with it too. And then she's like, I was the one with the insincere intentions. I like the Alluring Ghost. She takes this moment to turn it on its head and kind of make it work out for her in the end. Because she's like, look, the piece of glazed armor you got, it's fake. She's like, are we even? Basically, she's like, are we even now? And he's just like, yeah. I love this all kind of worked out for them where she's like, yeah, I deceived you, but you deceived me. So do we want to call it good? And he's like, yeah, okay. I'm rooting for them. And then she says, I'm willing to be a slave for your goals. Just help my master. And so then he's like, how can that demon woman who used to be wild and untamable become an idiot now? And so then she talks about the soul. So she's suffering from her soul leaving her body, which that is apparently a whole separate thing from the Water of Oblivion. We should talk about that in more detail, but we don't. And she also drank from the Water of Oblivion. And that's when Scorpion King is like, what's the Water of Oblivion? What's that? Tell me what that substance is. She's already useless. And he's like, well, what is that? And she goes, oh, well, it's a soup everyone entering the Ghost Valley has to drink. And it makes you forget what you long for the most. My thing is, would the Scorpion King drink the soup? He's sitting there looking at it, being like, it makes you forget what you long for the most. Would he drink the soup and become a ghost so he could forget about Daddy Jing? Because honestly, Jing is kind of like the one thing that is holding him back from being from doing whatever he wants to. Xiang kind of has a hold on him. So would he ask the Alluring Ghost to take him to Mount Qingya so he could drink the soup? And would he fight Wen Keshing to become the Ghost Chief and the King of the Scorpions? I don't know, but that's a possibility. He seems like he's considering it. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this in previous episodes, but in the Discord, some people shared the actor that plays the Scorpion King and him doing eye makeup tutorials, and I'm jealous because he's amazing at it and does like his own eye makeup. So unfair. And so he's like, malicious. Take these two women back to the venomous scorpion hideout. Do it subtly so that no one notices you. She's like, oh, well, but why? And he's like, if my lord does not betray me, then I will not betray my lord. I'm like, yes. So he's going to basically be like, I'm going to test Daddy Xiang. And if Daddy Xiang doesn't lie to me, then we'll be good. But if he's lying to me, then all bets are going to be off. Now, what I don't know, he did not mention you in any of this. So is he going to take you with him back to Daddy Xiang? Or is he going to kill you? What's going to happen? We don't know. We have to wait. And I don't like that. So meanwhile, we cut back to this restaurant called Tea Water, where everybody's just kind of hanging out at this little canteen. And Zhou Jishu notes that Changling's gotten a little bit taller. And then we have, I like that Wen Keshing keeps calling Zhou Jishu the incarnation of Bodhisattva. So I want to look this up real quick. Okay. Let's see what this is. It's from Buddhism. A person who's able to reach nirvana but delays doing so out of compassion in order to save suffering beings. Well, if that doesn't describe Zhou Jishu, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. That's actually hilarious. Okay. And Zhou Jishu, he's like, why are we still here? Why aren't we going to the Four Seasons? Why are we getting involved with this immortal sect? And Zhou Jishu's like, I can't help it. I just like resolving things, and there's unleft threads, and we need to tie it all back up. Are we really going to just leave everything without resolving it? You know, we need to find out what's happened to Zhao Lian. We've got things to do. It's like, you know, I don't blame Zhou Jishu for not wanting to leave until all bets are settled. Oh, surprisingly, quite a few of the immortal demon sect or whatever it was, a lot of them were spared. Yeah. He says, who are they and why are they all injured? And he says, oh, well, that is the Immortal Dawn, not Immortal Demon, Immortal Dawn sect. There's quite a few of them. When they said leave a few, Pretty Our Hat, you let like half a dozen survive. There's a whole bunch of them. Like, I was expecting like 2. They left like a whole army practically. He's like, do you want to vanquish all the demons in anger? And Zhou Jishu's like, I like when Keshing's like, look, are we going to go to the four seasons, or are you dedicated to righting all the wrongs and enacting justice, sir? And Zhou Jishu's like, justice is kind of my forte. So anyway, Guzhong and WeiNing end up finding their way to them. And now there is this one moment where WeiNing talks about how bad the Ghost Valley is. And a part of me is like, ooh, there's going to be angst whenever WeiNing finds out that she's part of the Ghost Valley. There's going to be angst. They just set that up. They drop that little grenade right on the ground, and they've got the pin on a string, and they're tugging at it. They're like, oh, what's WeiNing going to do when he finds out? Now, do I think that WeiNing is going to completely run from Guzhong? No. Do I think Guzhong expects him to? Yes. But WeiNing is a romantic puppy dog. I'm sure that regardless if it comes out she's from the Ghost Valley, he's still going to love her. But he does point out the Immortal Dawn and the Gentle Sword are allies. Again, we're pitting now the Gentle Sword and Immortal Dawn who've been attacked by Zhao Jing. We're pitting them against each other, so we're establishing some things. Some allies, some lines are being drawn in the sand. And anyway, poor Changling, he's like, I just don't like seeing dead bodies. Bless his heart. I don't blame him. He's like, what does the Immortal Dawn's sex misfortune have to do with us? And Zhao Jing's like, come on now. Don't you want to see what all this is up? We didn't get it resolved with Gao Chong. Don't we want to see where this whole glazed armor business leads us to? He's like, we can't just let innocent people die, you know. And Wei Kexing's like, well, yes, we could. I do respect Zhao Jishu for saying, like, we need to resolve all of this and make sure that innocent people aren't harmed because of stuff that we are by association involved in. And when Kexing's like, or we could just leave. Like, you know, he's ready to just ditch everything. He's ready to ditch the Ghost Valley and all of it to go live with Zhou Jishu. And Zhou Jishu's like, we need to finish what we started. We're involved. So now we need to figure out who the mastermind is. It's either Shinshin or Zhao Jing. I feel like they're going to come to the conclusion of who it is rather quickly once we get all this sorted out. But the only thing is, it looks like the Immortal Dawn sect, that the Changing Ghost and the others, it looks like they've already left. So unless Zhou Jishu and all of them, like, meet them en route, I don't know how they're going to find that out yet. But they seem like they're going to make that their goal. And I'm all for them doing that. So then Guzhang's like, oh, Master, there you are. We found you. And Sao WeiNing's like, oh, hey. I love when Wei Kexing looks over to see her and he smiles, but then the smile instantly fades. The moment he smiles when he sees Guzhang, and that smile instantly fades when he sees Sao WeiNing. And Sao WeiNing's like, it's me. Oh my God. That's so damn funny. That is so funny. I'm like, look, Wei Kexing. Sao WeiNing's not that bad. You don't want to admit it, but he's not that bad. And I've talked for over an hour about this episode. Oh my God. So this was amazing. This was great. This was a fantastic episode. I'm super excited to see where it goes. For all parties, everything is slowly like the web is getting smaller and smaller. And our character and cast are getting smaller and smaller as well. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. The whole thing with Xiang and Scorpion King is wild. And I cannot wait to see what goes down. So I guess we'll find out. But I cannot wait to hear your comments down below. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe. Take care. And yeah, I'll be back very soon to round out the month with episode 22 of Word of Honor. Bye.